And hello, XFL fans, and welcome back to the XFL Fan Zone. And it was a pretty good week, if you ask me, for the XFL. So let's get right into the top 5 headlines, which I think made the XFL great this weekend. Number 1, the attendance and ratings. The attendance was up 10% thanks to the Seattle Dragon fans, who had just under 30,000 show up to CenturyLink Field. Good job by the Dragon fans. Houston followed up with another back-to-back 17,000 attendance in TDECU Stadium. DC, Audi Field had just over 15,000, 15,031. I was one of them. A decrease of 2,300 fans, but considering it was a lot colder, it was not even 30 degrees, and I'm still feeling the effects from that game. Not a bad crowd, nice atmosphere there. And of course, the home opener for LA just under 15,000 for the Wildcats. Again, as I said last video, disappointing but not real surprising. And now with the Wildcats 0-2, who knows what next week's crowd will be against the Defenders. But this week, Seattle's going to be home again, and we're going to also have the home opener for St. Louis, so we could probably break last week's total of 77,000 pretty easily. And as far as the ratings goes, as of right now, there are no ratings out yet except for the Seattle-Tacoma area, which had a 7.6 share, which is pretty good. We have not gotten the overall ratings for the weekend. We'll probably report those on video Wednesday. 2, remember this, folks. Fast play and faster games does not mean a whole bunch of scoring. It means what it means. It means the play is faster, there are less commercials. The games are shorter. All games this week were just under 3 hours. If you didn't notice that 3 of the 4 networks had time to do a little post game on 3 of the 4 games. The only one they really didn't have time for was the St. Louis-Houston game. But the other 3 games had post-game interviews right there on the field because they had time. So the games are moving faster. It doesn't mean there's going to be a lot more scoring. This is not highlight. This is not the Arena Football League. This is also not the Big 12 of pro football. I don't think we want that. I don't want that. We need some defense. I like defense. A lot of people like defense. So the games this weekend, we had one defensive battle. We had the Seattle Tampa Bay, which is a defensive battle. Dallas LA was a first half defensive battle, but I got good in the second half for some offense. And then you had St. Louis and Houston, which was probably the best overall game of the weekend. And of course, you had the blowout in DC against the Guardians. So that is my second point of the week. 3rd, welcome back Josh Johnson and Landry Jones. The league needed you. Your teams needed you. Yes, you did look rusty in the first half, but you guys picked up the second half. I expect that. Landry Jones missed the entire month on training camp with a knee injury, and Josh Johnson only came to the team a month ago, and he was nursing a thigh injury the last 2 weeks. So that is the 3rd highlight of the game, the weekend for me. 4th, the odds makers had the Tampa Bay Vipers as the league favorite to win it all this week. 2 weeks in a row, Tampa Bay came as the road favorite against the Guardians and the Dragons, and they have lost both games, which tells you about the parity in the league, which is good, and how the odds makers don't always get it right. The Vipers are looking pretty bad on offense right now. The defense is pretty good. The special teams are pretty good. But they have 6 total points on offense for the last 2 weeks. The only touchdown came on a pick 6 on the defense. So the Vipers are not looking very good at all. And after being a home favorite on the road for 2 weeks in a row, they're probably going to come back and be a home underdog against the Houston Roughnecks this weekend. Trustman's got some work doing that offense. They better hope Erin Murray comes back. I know a lot of people are down on him, but after what we saw from Cornelius and Flowers, Erin Murray is designed for this type of Trustman offense. Hopefully his foot injury heals. And of course, number 5, Matt McGloin's meltdown on the sidelines and during the game. He looked very unprofessional. He looked very frustrated. When you throw your whole coach is definitely about that. We need to change the offensive game plan at the end of the first half. It does not look good for you. And on top of that, your play on top of that was terrible. You overthrew a lot of people. You underthrew a couple. You threw a pick six right to him. You did not see the field very well. You missed a lot of open guys that you didn't go through to. So, Matty, I think you should follow Kevin Gilbride and handle yourself with more class, because even Gilbride in the locker room, which we all saw, did not throw him the bus. He says, listen, guys, when you're mic'd up on the media, be careful what you say. And I'll give you a bonus. I just read an article this week that the City Council of Birmingham wants an XFL team. This is great news, because now not only is the attendance pretty good, and it looks like I think the Rays will be solid this week, our first city is demanding they want an XFL team. And they are building a new stadium to get rid of the old gray lady known as Legion Field. They are building a much better, modern stadium for the University of Alabama at Birmingham, and probably would be for an XFL team, next to one of their convention centers in the better part of Birmingham, Alabama. So that is good news for the league. It's good news for us. We'll see what happens, but those are your top 5 headlines and your bonus for week 2 of the XFL. Fans, take it easy. We'll see you next video.